Alright, I'm out here in Chandler, a suburb of Phoenix, on the night of the opposition of Jupiter. Let's see if we can get Jupiter to somewhat show. It's really hard in video mode. I'll see if I can put together a slideshow of photos. But like I said in the last video, very lucky time for me of the year for me. And this year especially, I come out of the closet as being a solosexual. Being a solosexual was very difficult during the pre-pandemic times. My colleagues would often have events where everybody showed up with a partner, and a lot of times I didn't even get to hear about the events because I just didn't fit. Other times I did, but it became really awkward to go to those events. I would go to a movie or a restaurant, and people just, I often got subpar service. But during the pandemic, all of a sudden, people appreciated that I went out by myself, right? And I really made good use of it. Even now that the pandemic is winding down, I'm still getting the benefit of all that. Now, to give you an idea, many years ago, when I started viewing Jupiter in opposition, back in 2016 was when I started stargazing in earnest. What had happened was I had just broken up with my girlfriend because she thought I was cheating on her. I left her home in such a rush that I got lost, and I ended up at Wild Horses Monument. And I was just in awe at the night sky. And Wild Horses Monument became one of my favorite places to go to unwind. Now the problem is that people a lot of times didn't see me as a solosexual. So I was doing private tutoring, and one time I almost caused one of my students to choke to death. What had happened was I needed to leave his home on time. I was supposed to tutor him from 8 to 9 p.m., but I needed to get to Wild Horses Monument by 11 p.m., so I really needed to leave his home at 9 sharp. So I get to his home at like 7:55 just to make sure that I could actually start the session on time. He and his family were eating dinner, and he saw me at the door. I wasn't going to tell him to stop eating right away. We still got 5 more minutes. But his mom was trying to rush him, and long story short, he has a mess on his mouth. I have food allergies myself. I wish he had spent 5 minutes to clean up before I started. It just became so awkward. See, if I had a partner and I told my student and his mom, I need to end at 9 sharp today because my wife and I are going to go to a movie, I bet that would flow a whole lot better than I got to make it to Wild Horses Monument by 11 to view a stargazing event, right? Hopefully that's not somebody having a party viewing the opposition and getting too crazy about it. Alright, have a nice viewing tonight.